And we have progressed so far beyond that, where it's just crazy, I mean, you can't walk in a parking lot without somebody hugged up on somebody. I mean, Lord, help, save that mess for the house. Lord, ain't nobody want to see all that. You're messing my brain up, Lord. But it's progressively gone further and further and further and further. And, and this was 2,000 plus years ago when the woman was after my boy Joseph. Said, I got to have you. I want you. And Joseph said, no. I am not for sale. That's a good message for today. You got to have a sign up on your life and say, I am not for sale. I'm not for sale. That's right. That's right. Because sometimes sometimes we call spiritual things, we call things that are carnal spiritual. And sometimes the church, we don't even know how to have spiritual conversations no more. While we want to talk about the world and this and that, half foot in the world and half foot in that. And you got this jambalaya of what's real and what's not. Lord, help. We need delivered. Amen. My God, and to be spiritual again and talk about the word again. I'm looking for the day. God, I'm never going to get finished with this message. I am looking for the day when men can gather together and say, what do you think about Joseph? What do you know about Joseph? What about my man Abraham? What do you think about him? What do you think about Paul and Silas in the prison? What do you think about Jesus getting down on his knees and watch? Who cares? I've been in enough conversations with men talking about property and talking about fishing and talking about this. Lord, help. So what? I mean, Lord, help. That gets old. What about talking about the Lord, man? And have a spiritual conversation. So how many of you want to see your full potential? Joseph was 17 to 30 years old before he became ruler over Egypt. There was a 13-year span there while God gave him the dream and the dream manifested. It took 13 long years. Don't you wish that you could just watch? We preach it quicker than it actually is. We really do. Because we're in a snap, crackle, pop generation, a popcorn generation. We can get it right. Everything's at our fingertips, and we think you just go right on through McDonald's drive-thru and you're going to get your promise fulfilled, and it's just going to take a week or two. But sometimes you can't weigh the word like that. There is quick turnarounds in the word. And you'll see it in Jesus' ministry when he laid hands on people and you see a quick turnaround. But you can't weigh it like that because you mess up weighing the word like that, because there was times when my boy Abraham had to believe God for years to get his Isaac. Years. And Joseph had to wait years before he got promoted to the place that God talked to him about when he was 17 years old. Years. Lord, it takes time to work this stuff out. You got to be willing to just stay saddled up on the thing and just ride with it, because it might be a while. That's good preaching. That's not popular stuff, but I'm telling you, that's true stuff. We've got addicted. We're strung out on the blessing message. I am telling you that the truth. We've been popping the blessing message for a long time, and we have got addicted to that thing. And we need to come on down to planet Earth sometime and realize that we got a God-given purpose to fulfill, and that thing might take a while. You're going to need all the blessing to get it done. I know I've been addicted to the blessing message, man. I like it too, I've been fully addicted. I said, Lord, I like that. I like that. But there's some purpose behind all that too. Oh, you got to think about it. You got to weigh the word out. Amen? Amen. So there's a process. And sometimes we miscalculate how long things take. Now I want to show you something from Joseph's life. And several things from Joseph's life if we keep on preaching. But Joseph managed to gather himself in the mess. Joseph managed to gather himself in the mess. One of the hardest things a Christian believer will have to do is serve God in the mess. It's got to be one of the hardest things. One of the hardest things is to confront your own weaknesses. The next hardest thing is to get up after you fall, especially if you've fallen in front of people. That makes it worse. And then the third thing is to right here is to serve God in the messes of life. When life gets messy, just keep on serving. And this is what launched Joseph into prosperity. It launched him there. And God could use him because Joseph was willing to embrace the call of God and willing to embrace the purpose that God had set aside for him. He said, God, I will embrace that.